Hey folks, welcome to Market Intraday Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your leaders in pure technical analysis, avoiding all that Wall Street hype. Today, Wednesday, January 28th, 2008. Well, the word of the day today, folks, is rally, and rally the markets are doing. For the second day in a row, it looks like a nice positive close. In fact, the S&P, should it close positive today, would be up for 4 straight days. Now, the reason today you're getting this monster rally, we talked about this in the Research Center last night, for those of you that have the premium service where we give the hardcore analysis and really give you guys the outline of how to trade your money and our money. The idea was yesterday Obama putting forth a plan, not only it's the stimulus plan, but also a bad bank plan in which they would take a lot of the negative assets and kind of just pool them together and get rid of them in many ways. Big rally in financials today, guys. I'm going to show you some financial ETFs here. The XLF up over $1 today. Look at this gap up on the XLF. Just unbelievable. The UYG is 2 times long the financials. Look at this gap up basically from $3.20 yesterday to almost $4 today here at the highs. Now the key is this, guys. You have to know how to trade it on an intraday basis and know where to sell. Even if you're holding it as a swing trade, the intraday highs can be a signal to sell. And I'm going to show you guys that on the SPY today, because there's some key levels that are going to be absolutely imperative that you understand here going forward. Now, the intraday chart, there's not a lot. I'm going to mostly focus on the 60-minute chart today because the intraday gap up has really taken a lot of the trend lines we used over the last week or two in these videos out of play because we're now into an upper level or upper echelon of trend lines. Okay, number one, what you need to understand, this move here, yesterday, 3-bar pullback into the 20, that's a bullish signal. Bullish signal on the 3-bar pullback on the SPY. You're looking at the SPY intraday right now, 10-minute chart. Now, the key here, folks, is this. As of now, you're seeing the overall market screaming higher. Dow up 166, the NASDAQ up 55, and the S&P up about 26. NASDAQ's up 3.6%, the S&P up about 3%, and the Dow up 2%. But the real key is this, guys. See this pattern here? What you really want to focus on here is the trend line that you can draw from the lower end here and just drag that right up. Look at that. So this is what you're getting support. All right, you've already had 3 technical hits of this level. And the other thing you also want to kind of do is, if you want, you can extend this all the way down, and look at that. Okay? So you take the area right over here and just extend that to the high yesterday and right up, and you're going to get that same trend line which the market's following. Now the key here is this. You were banging on the upside of this yesterday multiple times, right here, and then you collapsed back below it, then again here and here before coming back in. Now, on the gap up, you were able to secure a move above that level. And on that pullback now, notice how you didn't break below. In fact, you continued higher. That's showing you this is now a trend line of support. So this is really one of the only support lines I want to draw in for you guys that we're dealing with today. And it's a very big one because should we break below this, you're going to actually have a pretty substantial fall. Your major support line on a break of that would probably be right around here at the lows of the day should we break down. There's some minor ones in here as well, but this is the majority, the bigger one of here. You break below this one, and you obviously get into gap fill. Now, I don't necessarily think that's going to happen, to be honest. I overall think this market's going to remain relatively strong, but the key today is the volume is relatively light because you're waiting on the FOMC policy statement at 2:15 p.m. Eastern Time. As I do this video at about 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time, you can see this market is hitting resistance. Notice this, guys. When you see little tails like that forming on the top of the charts, that's telling you there's a little area of resistance there. Now, why would you think there was resistance there? Well, let's go to the 60-minute chart and find out. All right, this is the beautiful chart, and I wish I could choreograph this and show clips from the past videos because we've choreographed this chart absolutely to a T for the last multiple weeks based on what we're seeing over here. You guys know it. We called the breakout point right here. All right, once we got above, this was a bullish sign. And by the way, in the Research Center videos for our premium subscribers, they know the last couple days we went bullish, and now they're seeing why, as we had a positive bias going into really the beginning of this week and from last Friday, and you can see exactly why. You had this breakout trend line. Once you got above Monday and you gapped above, that was the bullish signal. You came back, retested it right here. Notice the necktie of the 50 moving average and the 20 and the trend line. That's a 3-avenue support line. That's telling you major support. You bounce right off of it. Then you have the secondary resistance point right here. And this is the key one that when it broke, you were off to the races. All right, notice this resistance line, which comes all the way over here, and I've drawn this in for weeks at a time now. Then you went higher. I said this in these videos and in the Research Center premium videos that the next level you'd be watching for is right over here. All right, I drew this into a T, guys, in these videos. And where are you right now? Why do I draw this line in? Because you have major resistance showing on the chart here and the 260-minute moving average right here. Where are you hitting absolutely right now showing resistance? That 200 moving average and trend line. So those are your levels, guys, and these levels have worked out so well I can't even stress or describe to you. All right. Now there's a couple other levels you can obviously look for. Number one, this is an upswinging trend line. We had this in from yesterday. This one will continue higher. And eventually I would suggest, or I would think we would retest this on the downside as this will continue to slope up. Notice you're connecting the lows here all the way up, and now you really don't have it in play, but should we come down a little bit, it'll be back in play. All right, so right now this market's hitting resistance here, and why do you know that? Well, we were just talking about these little tails. Now you're trying to pierce it again. I would dare say this will be major resistance, though, here, especially going into that 2:30 to 2:15 p.m. time frame with the Fed, and this will be a tough area to get through. You're right at major resistance right here. This is resistance, and continue to watch that level on the 60-minute, which is right here. All right, major resistance in this market right here. Nonetheless, you have to be impressed by the market's move today. Absolutely tremendous move up, as you continue to see some more upside in this market. What you're going to start to look for now, folks, is some consolidation. So continue to look for consolidation off this pierce, and we may set up for another up move. I'm not going to go into the daily charts today, folks. That's obviously reserved for the Research Center subscribers. So do come and join that Research Center. You get the Pro Traders watch list. By the way, I'm just going to point out a couple stocks that are going to come off that watch list today. ENER, up $1.90 today. This went on as of Monday. All right, as of Monday right here, this was added to the list. It's now up here. This was on the Pro Trader watch list. Let's see what else there was. Try to think of it here as well. There were just a bunch of them. I can't even remember all of them, but this is just one example. BOOM was another one. Let me punch that in. That was another one as well. And you can see we added it right here, as of Monday. And look at where that is now. And this is now going to come off because you're seeing it hit resistance. So great move up. That's about a move from $12 to about $13.25. And that's all on the Pro Trader watch list. That's the compilation of the watch list that we put together from all our top traders. So if you take our top 5 traders in themoneystocks.com, take all their watch lists, compile it, and that's going to be what you're getting with that watch list. Fantastic, because it just gives you an idea of what the pros are looking for trades. It's not telling them what they're in necessarily, just what they're looking to trade. Okay, a couple other things, guys. Let's go back to the SPY here and just discuss. You can see this pierce right here. This is major resistance, folks. And again, at 2:15, we're going to see what happens. But just remember this line. If we break through that line, you are going to come up. And I actually have to go back in this chart a little more to see another line of resistance. And it looks like right around here will be the next line. And again, I'll stretch this all the way across so we can kind of choreograph it a little better here. So this will be the next major resistance line in the markets, okay? There'll be minor ones in between, but again, I'll save that for the Research Center people as well. Okay, guys, that's about it. Just keep in mind, Federal Reserve FOMC policy statement coming up in about half an hour from now. And we'll continue to watch, guys. It's going to be a wild afternoon once that Fed announces whatever they're going to do. Now, remember, the key with the Fed here, guys, is they can't lower rates anymore. You've already lowered it to basically 0. So the question is, are they going to come out with unique ways to kind of switch this market around and get things on track? That's my guess. My guess is they're going to start talking about some other measures that they can take. And we'll see. If they don't do it, I could see this market pulling back a little after expectations are not met on that. So we'll see about that as well. All right, guys, take care. We'll talk to you tomorrow in the intraday video. Webinar, just announcement. We have a webinar where we teach all these key technical analysis techniques live to you. You see our screen and go over everything. And again, that's February 7th, Saturday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you can sign up at inthemoneystocks.com. Take care.